So I would like to understand how are they helping CEOs in their funding and finance field?
So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not an investor. So, you know, I'm a part of an organization called the Morpheus. We run an accelerator and a micro fund. The micro fund is something which you can ignore completely. We focus on early stage companies. It could be somebody with an idea or a group of people who've just started something out. We help them in everything. We expect the entrepreneurs to be subject matter experts in what they're trying to build.
Okay, thanks, Nandini. One thing you said was that you being consultant to those 17 company promoters, CEOs, your responsibility is to get them out of their comfort zone.
Very much.
So basically, you are boss of the owners.
No,
They
actually.
opt you so that they don't become complacent.
So I think founders, entrepreneurs are the bosses,
Okay.
right? You know, there's a skew, right? You know, if you have an idea, you're working on somebody, you are the boss. The buck stops at you, right? Everybody else around you, whether it's an investor, your customer, your internal customers, all of them are enablers for you, right? So as part of the team, I am an enabler who actually has a perspective, and one of the things that I, you know, as part of Morpheus, we bring to the table is nudge them slowly.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Next, we have Mr. Rajiv Vij, who has come down from Delhi. He works with the Global Innovation and Technology Alliance. It's a government venture, non-profit organization. So I would like him to introduce himself, his organization, because it's a very different kind of an organization. And I would request him to focus more on innovation, which I know is very close to everyone's heart over here, especially in the IT conclave, because IT and innovation go hand in hand. So I would like him to focus on innovation and also tell us what he thinks about a CEO.
Thank you, Anuj. It's great to be here and amongst esteemed panelists here. So I would like to just mention something about my organization. This is a joint venture of CII and Department of Science and Technology Development Board, which is, has been incorporated as a Section 25 Public-Private Partnership Company in November 2011 as a result of the recommendation of the Prime Minister's Council on Trade and Industry. So basically the mandate of the organization is to promote R&D linkages between India and other countries. Department of Science and Technology has funds which are allocated for research and development.
So I would like to ask you a question now. Who is the father of IT industry in Chandigarh? Any guesses? Sorry? Quark. No, I would say they are the mother of, because they have given birth to lot of small IT companies here, right? Actually, I wanted to come there to introduce Mr. Sophie Zahoor, but I thought I'd start from the father, but you are faster than me, right? So, so here I introduce Mr. Sophie Zahoor, who is the Senior Director HR, coming from Quark, handling India and Japan operations. So we would, like everyone has answered, I think, covered every aspect of CEO, internal, external, everything. So what I would like to understand, since he comes from the biggest organization of this region, and which has a lot of stages in their life cycle about employees. So I would like to understand from him the employee life cycle. How do they manage? How do they do the hiring? How do they do the management of the talent? And what is their tricks on the talent retention? So, Mrs. Sophie Zahoor.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone here. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. And I'm sure most of you know about this company, Quark. We came here several years back. The goal was very simple. Although I spoke the same script yesterday, but this is a very inspiring script. I should actually dispense this script here also. We came to Chandigarh several years back. The focus was to set up an offshore center. And we all know what is an offshore center. Offshore center is whatever you do in US, whatever dirty work you have there in US or Europe, move it to India. So that was a philosophy, setting up an offshore center here. things evolved, and today and at that point we had 10% of the core engineering happening in India, and the 90% was happening worldwide. And the journey has taken, today we have 90% of the engineering happening in India and 10% in the rest of the world. Now, Anurag spoke about interesting part of Quark. When I came into Quark about 11 years back, I was brought in to scale up in this organization. We were at about 300 people. My goal was to take it to the 2,000 people. So I worked very hard with my team, and we went up to the 2,000. But during the course of time, we realized that we were doing too many things. I mean, why I'm sharing this story, because this may be very useful to some of the people here who are actually who are into this kind of a situation. So we really started doing too many things. And then we realized we were actually losing on the area where we were best at. We were best at creating core technologies. We were best at inventing technologies. And we started behaving like an Infosys, doing consulting as well, and doing application development as well. And it took us time for us to realize, let's focus on strengths. So while I was brought into company to scale it to 2,000, and I was given an assignment to go and normalize this company to get to the size what a pure software product development company should be. And during the course of time, the desktop business of the world was going down. We were not a surprise to the world. Coral was doing bad. PageMaker was doing bad. The desktop product of Adobe was doing bad. And at some point of time, when we were at a 98% of the market share, and then there was this Adobe who munched our share, and we always thought we are the best in the world, we are the #1 in the world in the page layout design. But that complacency really killed us. So we started fighting against Adobe, and at one point of time, we realized, oh my God, we're doing something wrong. We really do not need to go and fight Adobe, because we have lost Adobe. So that was not a competition. So we really started looking at what is another space where we should be, again, #1 in the world.
All CEOs handle business. And if you look at the management triangle, it's very small triangle on top. Then there is a 4-sided trapezium or something, another trapezium down below. The top level, the middle level, and the operating level. These are 3 levels. And the CEO is supposed to be in the top level. He has to interact with the middle level to ensure whatever his policies, programs are there, they are being implemented. And he has to be with the outside world to know what's happening outside, technologically, financially, policies of the government, other companies, what they are doing, the competitors and everybody. So he has to be all-rounder. That is #1. Now comes to the question, how much time he should devote to each of the things. That part has not been touched by the panel. In my organization where I worked, my top boss told me, you should divide the time into 3 parts. How much you spend on the routine work, how much time you spend on building up the knowledge about the job which your company is doing, and how much liaison and interaction you should do with outside. That means forward looking. He said 30% time for the routine, another 30% for your technical knowledge building, and 40% you should be spending in liaison, meeting other people, so that your company can grow. Unfortunately, all the younger CEOs, they get involved into the day-to-day work more and forget the other part. So my only suggestion is the panel can comment on what comment I have made.
Very well said.
Have you ever suggested any CEO that one thing you need to do in your organization is to change your CEO? And in case you have to do it, how would you communicate to him?
One thing that I have, exactly when you're changing a CEO, no, but changing oneself, certainly I have suggested a lot of people. And I would again come back to Tri-City ecosystem and the kind of companies that exist here and the challenges that they experience. I've seen that invariably the biggest challenge that the CEOs experience is carrying their team together and aligning the entire team with the organizational vision, and that's where the challenge lies. And unfortunately, that alignment is very tough to delegate, as they are rightly saying that, because that alignment is the result of the passion.
On the behalf of everyone here, thanks for your inputs, thanks for your knowledgeable sharings with us, and I hope that would help this region grow better and better, bigger and bigger. Thanks everyone.